April 1983, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher is given a fanfare welcome as guest of honour at the Master Cutler's Feast in Sheffield.
My aim, and the aim of the government, has been to try to keep as much steel making here as we could.
But earlier, feelings outside were running high. In Yorkshire, Mrs Thatcher was fast becoming a figure of hate. Almost every visit was greeted with protests, but she was keen to champion British industry whenever she could.
It just would help if people, when they're buying, would buy British as much as they can.
But it's the year-long miners' strike that's hard to forget here. And for Tory MPs with Yorkshire constituencies, like Batley and Spen's Elizabeth Peacock, it was a tough time.
I didn't always agree, and I wasn't there just to agree. I was there to say, that's not going to be right for my bit of Yorkshire. But she was good for the 80s. I'm sure you would find lots of people in Yorkshire who would say the opposite. But she was a very caring woman, and that never didn't come across.
Thank you very much for these flowers. Thank you. All right. Have they got
I'll take them
someone with them?
Had she been too soft in her approach, she wouldn't have survived. She was a woman in a man's world. You know, we tend to forget that. And certainly she put the great back into Britain. Whatever anybody else says, she did do that.
Labour's Barry Shearman spent the Thatcher years in opposition and is still Huddersfield's MP today.
Looking back, I think the miners' strike changed Britain fundamentally. It certainly underlined the difference between those places in this country where we make the wealth, either through mining and manufacturing, and what was rapidly happening, this enormous power of the south of England and the London metropolis. And I think that one of our failures has been that we have not been able to turn that back.
Ambulance crews were basically a scoop and run service, trying to get people to hospital as quickly as possible. But in 1986, Look North reported a revolution as the first paramedics hit Yorkshire streets. Mick Lindley was one of the pioneers.
If we can get treatment to the patient quicker and more effectively than we have been able to do in the past, then it can only be good.
So that was 1986. I wonder what happened to that young paramedic featured in that Look North report. I think we might just be able to find out now. Mick!
Hello, Ian. Hi.
Nice to see you.